All right, hello. Welcome back. It is time for some more Elder Scrolls Online. We've got things all set up in order to get the remaining side quests done. As you can see, we're still in Solstice. We are in front of the Corellania Manor, where we left off last time. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name's Arigeld, and we have been slowly but surely making our way through Solstice. We first of all finished by kind of exploring the whole island, then we did the main quest, then we did the delves, including the side quests essentially. And so we are currently 5 out of 7 of the side quests. So we've got this one and this one to do, and then we will do the public dungeon. I've really been looking forward to seeing what this one is going to be like, just because we've been standing in front of this manor for quite a while, and or it's not that we've been standing in front of it, but we've essentially ridden by it quite a number of times, and so I'm quite excited to see, you know, what's going on inside and what stories are going to be told there. Oh, I forgot to actually collect all of my things. There we go. And I don't think I've got, no pending notifications. So, without further ado, oh, you know, we should actually, why don't we choose a new outfit for, costumes. A new outfit. No, that's what we were wearing before, the antiquarian robes. Let's see, the courier uniform. Looks a little bit boring, I would say. Gala overdress, no dress. The adventuring leathers. That doesn't look too bad, but I'm not sure what's going on down here. The occultist. We are fighting against... Oh, I quite like that. All right, very good. We found our outfit. All right, so without further ado, Orbesh, what do you have to say?
You're not from around here, are you? Not all hung up on local superstitions. Good. You looking for work? I could use someone to guard my back while I clear the ghosts out of that haunted mansion up on the hill.
Haunted mansion? Certainly looks it.
The locals call it Corellania Manor. They say it's abandoned and free for salvage. There's rumors of treasure, too. But also that no one who goes after it ever comes out. Not so worried about that. There's one other catch, though.
What's that?
We've got competition. Another so-called ghost hunter trying to beat me to the punch. So we've got to do it first. And look, if we do happen to find long-lost treasure while we're in there, I'll cut you in for a share. What do you say?
All right, I'll help you clear out this haunted manor.
Gaz is the name of my rival ghost hunter. Last I saw her, she was hanging around the front doors to the manor. Maybe you could talk to her and see what she's planning. Then we'll know how to keep ahead of her once we get inside.
Her gesticulation, her movements and such don't really match up with the text. This is, so far, that's the only NPC really where I felt like there's been a mismatch between her dramaturgy and what she's saying. But anyway, can you tell me more about Gaz?
She's a whimpering little know-it-all who isn't happy unless she's the center of attention. You seem like a quick study. We're about to go talk to her. You'll see exactly what I mean.
How long have you been hunting ghosts?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit of an amateur ghost hunter. I cleared out one good haunting, but Gaz got all the credit for it. That's why this job is so important. It's how I'm finally gonna make a name for myself.
What was the other haunting you mentioned?
Glenumbra. The haunting of Chill House. I did all the hard work, while Gauze was more concerned about all that unfinished business nonsense. She got the reward, and the notoriety. I didn't get so much as a thank you.
I can't quite remember this quest line. Glenumbra, the Haunting of Chill House. There was a quest line that I remember of going into a house and then you having to go into the basement. Oh, but I think that was a public dungeon. But I don't think that was in Glenumbra. So how did you end up here?
I booked passage on a ship going to the farthest place from where I was at the time. Found out too late that Gauze did too. Just to spite me. We shipwrecked here on Solstice a while back. With the reward money, I'll finally be able to leave.
What made you decide to be a ghost hunter?
I was inspired by a ghost hunting group that visited our stronghold back in Orsinium. Turns out there's a lot more physicality to ghost hunting than I thought. I was tired of wrestling bears back home. Punching ghosts? That's a real challenge.
I was gonna say, you can punch ghosts?
Yeah, can't you? But look, it's a secondary measure. I give the ghosts a chance to leave first. If they don't, or can't, that's when I introduce them to my fists.
What else can you tell me about Coralania Manor?
Besides it once belonging to necromancers? Not much.
Which we knew.
These Coralanias really don't like talking about their ancestors. Oh, that's right. No Coralania that went inside ever made it out. Dead or alive. But we're not Coralanias. We'll be alright.
All right. Certainly looks awe-inspiring. And certainly looks very haunted. Not surprised that necromancers made this essentially their hideout.
Oh, you're back.
I knew you were too much of a lamb's liver to go inside on your own.
It's not like I was waiting for you. I was looking for traps. Who's this with you? So, my sister had to hire help just to feel like she's above someone, huh? Typical.
Orbesh is your sister?
Oh, she didn't mention that?
Nope.
Interesting. I wonder what else she's not telling you. Did she say this manor is extremely haunted? And that no one who has ventured inside to find the treasure has ever come out?
She did mention that, yeah.
Well, I suppose she didn't mention that it belonged to the ancient necromancers of old Clan Coralania. So there's likely far more than just ghosts to deal with inside. Extra hazards should mean extra pay. What's she paying you anyway?
She promised me a cut of the lost treasure if we happen to find it.
That's not fair! That's what I was going to offer! She's always copying me! It was my idea to clear this place out before Orbesh. If you get tired of her and help me instead, I'll pay you the same.
All right, I'll keep that in mind, even though if you're going to pay me the same, it doesn't matter whether I help you or her.
Nothing left to do but head inside the manor, I suppose. You must not be from Solstice. Locals won't even come near this mansion. Especially not if they have Coralania blood. I tried asking some of those Stark people, but they were too busy.
You're not from Solstice either, are you?
I grew up in a small stronghold in western Orsinium. But I never wanted to be someone's forge wife. I always knew I was meant to see the world. Guess who decided to follow me when I told my family I was leaving?
Orbesh?
She had everything going for her. Clan always said she was everything an orc daughter ought to be. Strong, brave, a good cook. So I can only imagine she decided to tag along just to spite me.
How did you end up on Solstice?
I tried to get away from Orbesh since she hates me so much. Because she's always copying my ideas, I realized too late that she'd booked the same ship out of Daggerfall. We shipwrecked here during a storm. I've been trying to leave ever since.
What do you know about the treasure?
Not much. The gold is certainly enticing, but it's not why I'm a ghost hunter. I want to help lost spirits find peace and move on. And I mean to make a name for myself doing just that, here at Coralania Manor.
That's really the only reason you're here?
If I'm being honest, I guess I'd like to know more about the history of this place. There's gotta be all kinds of information waiting inside. Historical tomes, ancient spellbooks, forbidden knowledge from times long past. It's all a draw to me.
What do you know about the history of this manor?
As far as I could learn, it was the seat of power for Clan Corlania following their exile to Solstice. Generations of powerful necromancers made their home here. But after the revolution, it was abandoned.
Revolution?
Clan Corlania shifted away from necromancy sometime in the late First Era. That's why they worship the Three Queens now. It seems like there were some necromancy devotees who resisted the change. I think they met violent ends.
Well, why do you think the mansion was abandoned then?
Anyone on this island will tell you it's because the place is haunted. But I can't imagine that's the whole story. Not unless these islanders are just unusually afraid of ghosts compared to the people of Tamriel.
And you're not afraid of ghosts?
Anyone with any sense is afraid of ghosts to some degree. But unlike my sister, I like to understand the plight of a displaced spirit. To try to solve problems without violence first. Maybe that's what this manor needs. A little understanding.
You mentioned something about a revolution.
Clan Corlania shifted away from necromancy sometime in the late First Era. That's why they worship the Three Queens now. It seems like there were some necromancy devotees who resisted the change. I think they met violent ends.
Well, only one way to find out. Let's go inside the manor. I'm excited. Spooky. So. Wow,
Let's search
very
around
cool.
the foyer. If there are any spirits in the room with us now,
Come out and fight me! For my hired help and I are going to loot this place for all it's worth.
I like the whole play on, these ghost hunting shows and such. Bowl of gems.
sea glass. I wonder if it holds sentimental value to the spirits here.
Maybe. But it is awfully quiet for being haunted.
Candles? I definitely sense an unusual aura clinging to them.
Even though they're just normal candles. How about a soul cage? That's a little bit more telling.
Hey, wait! Come back and fight me!
A spirit? Did you see it? Where did it come from? What did you do? What did you find? What happened when you touched it? Was it a spirit that flew out or some sort of spell-like orb? Did you feel any flashes of memory or strange emotions? Which way did it go?
You are asking a lot of questions.
I just want to look at whatever it is you picked up. It's small, right? I doubt it'll be helpful in Orbesh's quest to punch every ghost in the face or whatever it is she's planning to do.
Fine, I'll have a look.
I've read about things like this. Soul gems, sigil geodes. It holds a soul captive, like a cage. It's warm, isn't it? Whoever was in there must have been trapped for quite some time. We should follow that spirit and learn more.
We?
You and Orbesh can do what you want. I intend to follow that spirit. I'm just, seeing if I can sense its aura to guide me to it.
It's aura. What are you talking about?
I've always been sensitive to things the rest of my family couldn't perceive. Shifts in mood or motivation. Knowing someone's ill intentions before they're revealed to others. It's the same for ghosts, only much clearer.
Can you sense any auras in this manor?
I had a grasp on the aura from that wisp for the briefest moment, then it was gone. The rest of this place is overwhelming. Hatred, sorrow, regret, endless suffering. Honestly, it's making me a little nauseous.
What about my aura? Can you sense that?
I can, but I think we'd both prefer it if I keep those perceptions to myself.
Oh.
And I just know if I keep talking to you too long, Orbish might get punchy. We should find out where that spirit went.
Have you read a lot about things like the soul cage?
I've read a number of texts on the nature of necromancy that are perfectly relevant and appropriate for my area of study. Which, to be clear, is ghost hunting. My interest is in helping the dead, not controlling them.
Do you think you'll find more relevant reading material in this manner?
I hadn't thought much about it. I suppose we might. It once belonged to ancient necromancers, after all. A good scholar might take it upon herself to preserve what we find, for posterity and historical importance.
Of course.
Well, I can see where it went if I crouch down. But I don't have to tell you guys.
I didn't ask you to. I'm perfectly capable of finding where it went by following the emanations of its aura.
All right, then we'll just have to stay crouched. To the dining hall. All right, on to the next chapter, at least of this story. I like the coloring that they did here, right? To give it the effect that it's all, covered in dust and such. They did a very good job. Again, very atmospheric. Definitely feels like we're hunting ghosts. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, it doesn't look like it went past this way, particularly because the quest marker disappears. So I followed the west. Ah, there we
I
go.
definitely feel a strong, vengeful aura coming from somewhere in this room.
Yeah, from me. Stay out of the way while we do all the actual searching, guys.
What about this sack?
I was just about to search that. Nothing?
Or the basket?
Stay your hands, trespassers. Speak to me, and we may avoid conflict.
Oh,
What? Are you scared, Orbesh?
I'm not! I just slipped. The wisp droppings.
I think particularly a little sibling rivalry is always good to add to the spice.
Scavengers, trespassers. Had you not freed me from that soul cage, I would turn my full wrath upon you. And yet, also my rescuers. I owe you my begrudging thanks.
You do?
I am Valendir, the High Necromancer of Clan Coralania, and the master of this manor.
Ah. Well, you look like a skeever to me.
A temporary form borrowed for this occasion. I will find something more dignified soon enough. You come seeking riches, do you not? This manor hosts a vault of Coralania gold, untouched since our days of glory. It's yours if you agree to aid me.
How long were you trapped in that cage? How do you know that there's still gold there?
No Coralanian that trespassed these halls after my death would ever be able to leave. No nosy outsiders could find the vault and survive, just as I planned. Gold means nothing to me. Exacting revenge on those who trapped me, that is what I desire.
Would it at least explain why all the Coralanians who ever enter can't leave? How are we supposed to help you do that?
By interrogating the spirits that wander these once honored halls. Start in either the Wailing Gardens or my reanimatorium, whichever you prefer. As a show of trust, and to conceal my presence, I will return to the Soul Cage. Do
All
we
right.
have an accord?
All right, we'll help you discover who did this to you.
Take the trapdoor in the corner to enter the reanimatorium, or the south door to reach the gardens. Surely we'll find someone who can tell us how I was murdered. Collect me in the Soul Cage when you are ready to move on.
Tell me more about the Wailing Gardens.
A hedge maze where my sister Lirianwe used to practice her singing in private. My brother Siluron and I called it the Wailing Gardens to tease her for her shyness. In truth, she has a lovely voice. I have missed hearing it these many years.
And about the reanimatorium?
My private sanctum. The domain of my life's work as a necromancer. My usurpers would surely seek to destroy it when they thought I met my end. Oh, I can't wait to see what became of them. Use the trapdoor in the corner to access it.
Tell me more about what happened to you.
My kin plotted to bury our family's legacy. They told me to forsake my necromancy and embrace their 3 queens. If I complied, they would let me and my siblings live. You'd think they'd know better than to threaten a necromancer.
What did you do?
I cursed these grounds and our bloodline in anticipation of treachery. My betrayers would be trapped, and no Coralonian that entered these halls would ever be able to leave.
There we go.
Had I more time, I'd have added more death traps as well.
Death traps.
You'll see soon enough, trespasser. Do not fret. I am their architect, and I am helpless to accomplish anything here without your assistance. With my help, the traps will pose minor obstacles to you and your tusked friends.
And how did getting trapped in a soul cage factor into this plan of yours?
It didn't, obviously. This soul cage is a tool I invented to circumvent the nastier side effects of lichdom. If I was going to rule this clan for an eternity, I would need to keep my psyche intact.
You're a lich?
I put aside the aspirations of lichdom when my clan began speaking of the 3 queens in rebellion. Protecting my family and our legacy was more important at the time. But I won't allow myself to be blinded by hindsight. We move forward.
All right. Then we need to reclaim his wisp.
So we have to work together if we want to get that treasure. Fine. Let's head down the trap door first.
What? Absolutely not. We should search the gardens first.
Okay, I like Gaz more, so we'll go to the Wailing Gardens first.
And you thought the gardens were gonna be less creepy.
Oh, shut up. Aren't you supposed to be punching things?
Come a little closer and maybe I will.
Oh, they're great. Oh, weekly endeavor completed. Very nice.
The maze is overgrown. There's no way inside. Valendir, please help us so we can help you.
All right, Valendir.
There, under the bickering. Do you hear it? That music? It's Lyrionwe, my sister. She's here. Practicing in the hedge maze, just as she always did. Has she really been trapped here all this time?
Why would she be trapped here? We already know the answer to that.
If she worked in sympathy with those that wish to forsake our family's legacy of necromancy, the curse I set upon this house would have trapped her here.
Yeah.
No, it cannot be. Lyrionwe would never do that to me. We need to reach her and learn more.
The maze is overgrown. How do you suggest we get through?
I suppose you might use the soul cage to transfer my essence to that statue. I am more accustomed to animating organic matter, so I will require your direction. Point me to a weak spot, and I will use the statue to break through the hedge.
All right, get back in the soul cage
You,
then.
I can depend on. Those other 2 seem preoccupied with their senseless bickering. Are they always like this?
I don't know. I've only just met them.
I shouldn't be surprised. This is the inherent nature of siblings from my experience. Oh, the quarrels Siluran and I used to get into. The way we used to tease our younger sister, Lyrionwe. It must be the same for you and your siblings?
I've had my share of fights with my siblings.
Yes. Perhaps I sound like Gaz by saying so, but I can sense as much in your temperament. It is a blessing to have those who have seen your worst side, know your truest self, and still stand by you anyway.
That's a very good point. All right, so you can get in the soul cage or inside
I
this?
am situated. I defer to your guidance, trespasser.
Going to smash the overgrown hedges? Come on. I could do that.
That's
I
kind of
think
cool.
we'd still be waiting on you, Orbesh. Come on. I sense the auras of other spirits further in.
All right, nice. So we now have to make our way through the maze.
Use my power!
Get our niche back. Just to level it, if anything. Does it say? Oh, okay. There. I see. But there we can hear the, we can hear his sister. Okay, he's gonna try to attack, so might as well just get him. Oh, and he's not even elite. I thought he was elite. Fleshy Silhouette. Oh, I think that's one of those things that I need to collect for what is it called? Scribing. To unlock different skills and different knowledge and such. Okay, we need to go down this way. Well, definitely very big place. I mean, we expected it to be quite sprawling. Oh, so do I have to do this?
Mark the way for me then.
I see. Okay. So we do that, mark it, and then he'll come over. I thought he was walking with us the whole time, but I guess that makes sense that there are only certain parts, right? Because then we'll do this, and then go and do that area. It's kind of cool. I can imagine there's like a, what is it? Like a,
Another step closer. Keep up, trespassers.
The day will be
To
ours!
be you guys?
I can imagine that there is a combat
Tag
doll.
along.
An
thing.
original thought? Strung together all on your own? Orbesh, our parents will be so proud.
Man, those sisters are ruthless to each other. I don't think we have to kill that guy. In the sense that I didn't think that it would aggro. Which it did
Very
not.
well. Guide me. Let us end this indignity quickly.
I wonder if we're gonna have to. I mean, if her sister is trapped here, she may have, in fact, fought against.
The bickering trespassers. Close enough. Mirion way is near.
Exactly, we might have to then attack Lyrion if she ended up doing something, you know, like scheming against them. Yeah, we're definitely getting close. Her voice is getting louder. Oh, this way. Yeah, lo and behold.
A party. Full of faces, familiar and new.
I still don't see this singing sister. Should we speak to the guests? Mingle a bit?
Fine. But if one of them makes the wrong move, or you take too long, I'm going to start swinging.
All right, let's see what they have to say.
An outsider? How novel. Would you care for a dance? I've only had other spirits of Clan Coralania here, and it's no fun dancing with family. Oh, let me guess. You're here for the treasure, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Do you know where it is?
Oh, would that I could tell you, newcomer. I died before I made it that far. Now I'm spending eternity with all my family, who thought they could circumvent the curse on this manor too. Ah well, at least there's music and dancing.
That is true. Though, an eternity of that.
Outsiders. It feels like an eternity since I've seen anyone who wasn't a Coralania. How long has it been? Tell me, does our clan still survive? Did the three queens guide us to a new age free from the shackles of necromancy?
Clan Coralania still exists. As far as I know, they aren't necromancers.
Then our revolution was not for nothing. That fickle Valandir. We gave him every chance to adapt and change his ways. Instead, He cursed these crowds. A trap for all that carry Coralania blood. Doomed to dance. Never to leave.
Valendir forced you to dance to this music?
The dancing wasn't Valendir. I don't know who it might be. My cousin Lirianwe doesn't seem all the way here. We're subject to some whim of hers or some other master I don't know. Speak to her. She looks different from the rest of us.
All right, I'll try and find Lirianwe.
Oh,
Oh,
new faces? How exciting.
that must be her.
Are you one of the servants that Siluran hired from the mainland? I didn't think he'd ever win that argument against Valendir. Whatever your opinions on necromancy, there's no denying that skeletal servants are simply more practical.
I'm not a servant. Valendir brought me here. We followed the sound of your singing.
Followed it through the Wailing Gardens, did you? I see. My brothers must have sent you to tease me. Twins are so fickle. But I won't let you ruin my night, whoever you are. Look at my audience. See how they dance. And soon, you'll dance for me too.
Was that a threat?
A threat to get you to dance with Valendir. Didn't you say you were his guest? I was hoping to see him and Siluran. My dear brothers always encouraged me to be less shy with my singing. Will Valendir be here soon?
I'm not sure. Let me speak to him and see.
Ah! More? More sisters?
Come, trespasser. I won't have Leary see me like this. That thing isn't my sister. It's some artless fabrication containing a fragment of her at best. She seems to think this is some sort of party where she's been asked to sing, like she always wished for, like we always encouraged her to do.
Did we learn anything from her? From talking to her? Do you think she was the one who betrayed you?
I stand by my initial assessment. Leary never would have conspired with those who opposed me. She was a practicing necromancer herself. Her skill might have matched mine given time. But what I've seen here could only have been done by a necromancer.
What do you mean?
These fragments of my sister's body and spirit are the byproduct of a necromantic procedure of my own invention. I never got it quite right. Hard enough to believe that she might have betrayed me. But then to do this to herself? It's unthinkable.
Is there more information on this procedure in the reanimatorium?
Very astute. That is where I left my notes, and several hindrances to those who would go seeking my work. Fret not. I will guide you safely through them. But do tell Gaz to brace herself. It's as bad down there as she fears.
All right. Then off we go to the reanimatorium, conveniently located right outside of the manor foyer. And here we go in here. Interesting that we were able to just walk away. Oh, I think I'm about to sneeze. Yeah, interesting that we were able to just walk away without that being that was possessed kind of attacking us. But apparently we don't pose that much of a threat. Ooh, this reminds me of Necron. A lot of big cages and
What's that fog up ahead?
what's the
Valendir? A little help?
Ha! So the miasma trap performed perfectly. In the event of my death, portions of these chambers would fill with a deadly toxin to zombify any that wandered into its mire. Another layer of defense against those who would steal or destroy my work.
But how are we supposed to get through it then?
At full power, I might command those zombies to do my bidding. I would have no need for the aid of some ragtag band of trespassers. It would be done in an instant. In this diminished form, I will need your assistance and guidance.
So we need to use the statues again.
You're clever, trespasser. Well worth the gold I've promised you. If only you'd been at my side during the time of our clan's revolution. This manor would still be mine. As before, I will act as the blunt instrument to clear my path to revenge.
Okay.
The smell down here. It's horrible.
I am situated. I defer to your guidance, trespasser.
Got the stomach of a puny elf.
Yes, yes, yes. Stop your daddling and your yelling at one another, and come help us.
It's clearing.
Is it?
You know what? I'll let you go ahead.
Grab him.
We need to keep moving.
What is this? Flesh crafting tools. Oh, I guess there are more zombies here. And there's more. Zero. Ah, we have to use this flesh heap.
My flesh crafting tools. Blunted from recent use. How is that possible? Let us keep searching.
Imagine that's probably what Valendir looked like as a necromancer, or at least as before he turned into a lich.
Ready. Mark the way for me then.
You might need to send Valendir to... Oh, I can't hold it.
Might have to send Balandir on a path around the traps. I think she was gonna say. Go on.
Ah,
Make sure she doesn't have to clean her lunch off her robes.
okay, so he has to actually mark multiple places here.
The miasma clears. There's something here. A letter, I think.
Better you say. Let me just kill all these zombies. It's kind of annoying that they don't come
That's
out
the last of them.
immediately. But I'm sure they do it intentionally. Not necessarily just to make it annoying, but just to make sure you can't just pull all of them, so to say. Letter from Heidel of Clan Corlania. Nearled, it's been a month. I've not heard word from our conspiring cousins in the manor. My scouts report no movement from the outside, no couriers, nothing. I believe that our cousin's attempt to kill Valandir may have ended in a stalemate. We both know how dangerous he is, or hopefully was. It would be an unfortunate fate for those involved, but really, it could be the most bloodless and beneficial outcome for the rest of our clan. Our next order of business is to enter the manor and scour it of Valandir's work and research. Then we can secure the family's fortune and disperse it amongst our clanmates. We all have our gifts, and I grant that yours lies in combat. I defer right of the first entry to you and the kin of your choosing. Dispel any traps that you may find and eliminate any undead that wanders there still. Yes, even the skeletal servants. They are more practical in every way, but we must remember that they have chosen to forsake necromancy in every form. We must ask quickly, in case the lizard folk discern that the manor is abandoned and try to take what is rightfully ours. It will follow shortly with a company of laborers and priests. Together, we will ensure that Meridia's cleansing light burns our cousin's necromantic devotion from the darkest corners of Corlania Manor. May our three queens watch over you. Hilda of Clan Corlania.
I thought these shambling wretches looked familiar. My traitorous kin fell right into my trap.
Okay, on to the next place.
Very well. Guide me, and let us end this indignity quickly.
Okay, we can get the cart, I guess. Although I don't know why we need to mark the cart. I don't know if you have a choice, actually. There is a bone pile over there, too. No, please do the valve. Thank you.
The armor cannot withstand the traps on the floor, trespasser. Again, please.
Oh, okay. Wrong. So, first of all, the carts. Looks like there's other guys having difficulty too. We'll do that. And then that one. And then that maybe? The bone pile. And then maybe the valve. Let's see if he dies. That looks good. Looks like he's still going. Almost. Come on.
The room is clear.
There.
There. Is that the spirit of my cousin Glendoron? Speak with him.
Is this your cousin? The flash has hopefully not. Certainly spawn a lot of zombies from those flesh heaps. Glendival.
Who are you? Clearing the miasma like that? All these years I spent wandering after my shambling body, trying to guide it to one of those valves, so my cousin might collect it and restore me as promised. Was it all a lie to keep me out of the way?
Your cousin? You mean Valandir?
Valandir? No. Valandir is dead. Contained. This is all he's doing. For all our conspiring, we never knew the measures he planned in the event of his death. A curse trapping the souls of all who betrayed him. Damn him.
So you're the one that killed Valandir.
I made the poison, but we needed another to pass it to his hand. Someone he trusted during the time of revolution. His sister, Mirianwe. Sometimes I hear her singing. She is still here. We traitors will always be here.
Was she the one who trapped Valandir in the soul cage?
Everything went wrong. I can't be sure. Wait. You know about the soul cage?
Mm-hmm.
You speak with Valandir. Please, if he is not your enemy, perhaps you can persuade him to release the souls trapped here. Haven't we suffered enough? Hasn't he?
I'll see what Valandir thinks of this.
Suffer in pieces, cousin.
No. Mercy!
I swore to protect this family, and this is the thanks I get? Traitorous scum.
Oops.
Come, my most resourceful guests. Let us speak.
We shall.
I expected treachery. I knew our extended family planned to forsake our necromantic legacy and bid the three queens for power. But they were no match for my mastery of death. So, they conspired my disposal by way of those closest to me.
Why would someone trap you in the soul cage if they wanted to get rid of you?
I've wondered the same thing. Whoever had the foresight for such an implement would need to understand a great deal of necromantic theory, a practice that much of the rest of my family was eager to distance themselves from at that point in time.
Except for Lirianwe, didn't you say you were teaching her necromancy?
I was, and she had such a gift for it. But her heart was always with her music, and I never stood in the way of that, or tried to persuade her to give up that passion. Why then? Why would she conspire against me? Why pass me that poisoned cup?
Well, we searched the reanimatorium and the Wailing Gardens. Where else can we find answers?
Is that an impatience for treasure I hear? Fear not, my obedient friend. The wealth that drew my clan's treacherous descendants for decades will be yours soon enough. Let us go to my chambers, where I met my end. There is something I must see.
All right, where are they?
Return to the manor foyer and head up the stairs. Turn right at the top, and you will find the door to my room. Make haste. I will explain more when we get there.
You really don't think Lirianwe was the one who killed you?
I will not entertain this line of questioning for another instant, trespasser. Not until we find proof of my sister's guilt. She was the only one I trusted completely. Of course, that would mean she was perfectly poised to murder me.
What about your brother Siluran? Do you think he had anything to do with this?
Siluran? Kill me? To what? Take my place? He wasn't a necromancer. And he never had the gall to kill a skeever, let alone his twin brother. Besides, we'd have seen his soul shambling around like the others. Siluran, don't make me laugh.
Well, that makes him even more suspicious. So we'll see. But that was to be expected. We had those two places. Now we have to go on to the third. Elder Scrolls Online really likes to split things up into 3 sections. And as we've seen from the previous quests thus far
Leave
as
the
well.
books, you little know-it-all. I'm not going anywhere.
You're just trying to ruin my fun because you haven't punched any ghosts yet.
Well, here we go. Here are the ghosts. If you wanted to, you just had your chance there. I wonder who that was. Valendir's quarters.
My quarters, where I died. Be my hands and eyes, will you? Search the room.
If it gets us one step closer to treasure, fine.
Silurian's journal. Okay, that's a bit too long to read. That's a bit too long
What?
to read.
Siluran was the mastermind behind this treachery?
So I knew that they would summarize that. That was a bit too long. I hope that's okay. Tarnished cup.
That cup. Leary handed it to me and I took it without thinking. It's the last thing I remember.
So it wasn't just Lirianwe and Siluran. It was both of them together, maybe?
That was Leary's. She had the cup in one hand and that in the other.
Ooh.
What's she doing here?
I knew we weren't alone.
Celeron! Oh, Celeron, what have you done? Valendir swore to protect us. How could you do this to your own flesh and blood?
I'm not Siluran. What did he do to Valendir?
He passed me the cup to give to Valendir. It was something he always did to resolve their quarrels. I didn't know it was poisoned. When Valendir said it tasted strange, I tried it for myself. Now I'm here, trapped.
Then what happened to Siluran?
He's here. He's always been here, trying to restore a mortal form for me. Each time his failure fractures me. There is so little left of me. I don't want to live again without my brothers. I just want peace. Please, stop, Siluran.
Right, so obviously, again, big surprise. Let me see what we can do.
Her aura radiates suffering. Valendir, what can we do to help her? To help you?
To think that I labored under the delusion that a necromancer of skill was behind this treachery. Instead, it was my talentless parasite of a brother, Siluran, harming Leary, leeching off my soul. Help me stop him, and my treasure is yours.
All right, where can we find him?
He wasn't in the gardens. It seems he sends the fragments of Leary there to keep them out of his way. Placated. But we know he makes occasional visits to the reanimatorium. That much was clear from the state of my old flesh crafting tools.
But how could he survive the miasma? I also like that my bear's butt is here in the entire chat.
I'm not certain. If he were practiced in necromancy enough to use thralls, why not command them to dispel the miasma? He must have been using it to his advantage. His journal said something about having no shortage of subjects to practice on, yes?
What does that mean?
He practiced necromancy on the bodies of those who became trapped here, preying on kin and treasure hunters alike. But none have come for some time, have they? Until you and your... Wait, Where's Orbesh? She didn't touch the bookshelf, did she?
That was really good. I liked that. That was really well done and well timed. What?
Orbesh was just here, wasn't she? By the bookshelf? I wasn't watching. Where did she go?
Well, let's see.
Is it a secret door?
Probably.
Orbesh! Orbesh! Where could she have gone?
Probably down this way. Though I am a little surprised that she didn't just wait there. It hasn't been that long since she entered this area.
Orbesh! I can't sense her aura anywhere nearby. If Orbesh went through that miasma, she'd be dead. She can't be dead. Let's look around.
Let's get the fog lantern. And a clothing scrap.
Valandir, start talking or I'm going to take a lesson from my sister and start throwing fists. Where is she?
Your tusked friend there looks ready to snuff me out like a candle. In this diminished state, I fear she could do so easily. That would not be ideal. Quickly, tell me, what did you find?
I found a torn cloth in this strange lantern.
The cloth matches the garb of your belligerent companion? She must have been taken this way. That lantern, I've seen one of its make before. My cousin, Ilhidel, carried one when she came to try to persuade me to give up my necromantic ways.
What is it doing here?
It's a relic used by Meridian cultists to ward against necromantic effects. Brought here by our dead cousins. It must be how Siluron survived the miasma. Affix it to that armor. Once I move, stay inside the aura of the lantern. Understood?
Fix the light to the armor and stay close once you start moving. Got it. All right, put him inside the armor. Very convenient. Oh, excuse me.
I won't be any help in a fight. But if you clear the path for me, I'll be right behind you.
Sounds good. Make sure you just stay in there or... All right, goodbye. That's kind of cool.
I know the path well. So long as you keep the undead at bay, we should emerge unscathed.
So long as. That's a bit so long as, I would imagine. It does look like someone came before us and killed these ones.
Stay close, trespasser. I endeavor to keep you safe.
Thank you. And I'll make sure that we don't go over that way. There we go.
We're more than halfway now by my estimation. Keep going.
Yeah, not that bad so far. This reminds me of that one quest from Mass Effect, I think Mass Effect 2, where essentially you had to stay close to one of the NPCs as
Nearly
you were
there.
going through.
Then we'll clear the way for Gauze. Her dedication to her sister is quite touching.
Right. I mean, certainly this isn't the only game where you've had to have this escort type thing where the escort's actually protecting you. But quite cool. And he's thankfully walking at a normal pace, so it doesn't take too long. Alright, we made it. Now to find Orbesh.
We're lucky that valve is still intact.
There she is! Orbesh!
Valandir! At last! Let us dispose of these trespassers, and we can use their vitality to restore you and Lyri. Nice try, Siluron. We found your journals. You've mistreated my guests and outstayed your welcome. As if I wouldn't welcome the chance to leave. You there! Why are you helping Valandir?
This is quite the structure, all to be found beneath the manor. I mean, I guess there have been other places in this game that are equally sprawling and equally as, I was going to say magnanimous, but that's the wrong word, equally as monolithic. is the word I was looking for. But it is kind of interesting where it's like, oh yeah, this is just beneath our manor. So Siluran, what do you have to say?
I have no quarrel with you, stranger. Someone who has survived the manor's traps this long must know better than to ally with Valandir. This curse, this whole manor was his doing. What sways you to the side of this treacherous snake?
He promised us treasure if we helped discover who murdered him.
That treasure is not his to give. Valandir had his time at the head of the table, keeping our legacy shackled to his putrescent art of necromancy. But I am the eldest twin. It should be mine. All of this should be mine.
Is that why you killed Valandir? For the gold?
I don't give a right fig about the gold. I cared about family, the revolution. The followers of the Three Queens would not abide necromancers. Not Valandir, not Leary. I killed Valandir so Leary could bring him back. It was the only path to compromise.
Any chance you'd be willing to compromise now?
No, trespasser. I buried compromise and forgiveness around the turn of the era. I have learned and lost too much to make amends now. I just need a body for Lirianwe. Yours, or those of your companions, anyone's will do.
All right.
Come then. See what I've learned while siphoning your wretched soul. There you go again. Blaming me for your own shortcomings. You haven't changed a bit.
Oh, but
They
he
sound
did.
like me and Orbesh. Let's get over there. We have to save her.
True. I guess I didn't even realize that, but that's then the parallel being drawn. The behavior between the two sisters, juxtaposed then with the behavior of the two brothers here. That's kind of like a derp.
No, I've been trapped here too long to be stopped now.
And there's...
And I've put up with Orbesh for too long to lose her to some third-rate necromancer. Stop him!
Will do.
Work with me.
Almost. Alright, capture him in... If I can, come on. Soul Cage. Yeah, there we go.
Stay your hand. I'll take that soul cage now, if you please.
Okay, so Valandir went there.
I told you I would find a more dignified form soon enough. It seems only fitting. Especially since Siluran was using my vitality to keep himself alive all these years. Taking his body is not suitable recompense for all he's done.
Was taking over
But
his...
it's a start.
Oops. Was taking over his body your plan all along?
Trespasser, I didn't even know he was alive until you discovered as much. I assumed my murderer came from the ranks of those following the Three Queens. That they'd have killed him for his association with me. I was wrong to underestimate him.
You have Siluran in the Soul Cage now. What are you going to do with him?
I've got half a mind to siphon his soul and prolong my years. To use him as he used me. And yet, some part of me pities him. I'd hate to copy his ill-laid plans. And I know Leary wouldn't approve. She's been through enough, I think.
What's going to happen to Lirianwe? Are you going to resurrect her?
I'm not sure. If I can undo Siluran's damage from his unskilled attempts to restore her, and if it's what Leary herself wants. Let us tend to them, Trespasser. Lirianwe and Orbesh. And then treasure. You have my word.
All right, I'll check on Orbesh.
Orbesh! Wake up! Damn you, wake up!
I'm up. What's going on?
Nice book there with a podium.
The brother! Siluran! He grabbed me! But I got some good punches in before everything went dark, I swear. Where are we? What happened?
Siluran kidnapped you and was going to use your body to resurrect his sister, Lirianwe.
Huh. That's not ideal. Well, thanks for not letting that happen. Gaz is here too? Figured she'd be glad to finally be rid of me.
Actually, she was in a panic to save you.
Panic I can believe. That sounds like Gaz. But Saving me? You know, just before I blacked out, it struck me how much Gaz and I sounded like Valandir and Celeron.
Gas said something similar, actually.
Of course she did, because she's always copying my ideas. I mean, she may chip my tusks sometimes. But I guess her coming to save me means we don't hate each other as much as those two elves did. That's gotta count for something, I guess.
That is true.
The treasure is through that door, trespassers. Go. I will follow shortly.
Like how it's through that door, or you can just climb over that.
Forgive me. I never suspected Celeron would do what he did. I'll make sure he pays for it.
He deceived us both. I gave you that cup without thinking. I'm so sorry, Valandir.
Stay with me, Lyri. I'll succeed where Celeron failed. I'll bring you back, and we can reclaim our family's name together.
I'm whole again, dearie. All I want is rest. Someday you will too. And then we will see each other again.
I'm surprised he actually wants to live. I'm surprised he doesn't want to just essentially let his non-corporeal self just kind of dissipate, so that he'd at least be with his sister. Yeah, there's definitely-
Treasure!
Wow.
I can't believe it! I'm rich!
That's a
We're
good
rich,
animation.
Orbesh. You remember how to share, right?
I told you the gold was still here.
Yeah, definitely pretty penny.
I'm glad we saved Orbesh. And we found the treasure, just like she wanted. I really didn't anticipate this haunting going this way. And I'm sure Orbesh didn't either.
Didn't you both get what you wanted?
I suppose we did help Valandir resolve the unfinished business of his murder. But having him come back to life and take over his twin brother's body? That's gotta be a new one, even among seasoned ghost hunters.
Are you still planning on parting ways with Orbesh?
Seeing what transpired between Valandir and Celeron changed my perspective. They both wanted the same thing, just like me and Orbesh. In the end, their differences and stubbornness tore them apart. I don't want that for us.
Do you think Orbesh feels the same way?
If she doesn't, she will soon. And then she'll claim she was the first one to think of it. I'm kidding. Mostly. I don't know how she feels. I guess there's only one way to find out.
What's next for you, Gaz?
I hope the next haunting I handle isn't quite so intense. And if Orbesh decides to follow me, I can put up with her punching ghosts if the need arises. It's much easier to share credit and gold if we're not rivals. Thanks for teaching us that.
Ooh. Container unique. A collection of coins and valuables. Okay, so we'll get 415. We'll see how much we actually get from here.
I suppose now I have to do the right thing and talk to Orbesh. And apologize. It goes against how we were raised, but maybe that's for the best. I've just gotta wait until her aura indicates that she'll be receptive to that sort of discussion.
Could be a while. What are you going to apologize to her for?
I got all the credit for our first haunting. I should have shared it. But people made their assumptions because Orbesh is the way she is. I didn't stop them. I thought it might finally get her to stop following me and just go home.
Why are you so against her following you?
Orbesh is everything the Stronghold wanted her to be. I was never good enough for them. Leaving home felt like I'd finally get the chance to be my own person. Her following felt like she was trying to take that from me too.
Do you think you're going to leave Solstice after this?
I'm not sure. Where better to practice ghost hunting than a cursed island? But I'm not keen on staying anywhere frequented by the worm cult. I'll figure it out in time. But this wasn't a typical haunting. There's still so much to follow up on.
Like?
Valandir promised away his fortune without really thinking about it. He seems happy that Lyri passed on, but what are his plans for Celeron? Maybe Orbesh and I could keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't get into any trouble.
So you're considering working with Orbesh?
I might as well, if she's just going to follow me around everywhere. It's a different world from the one Valendir knew. We can help him navigate it. And maybe, in return, he can help keep me and Orbesh from ending up like him and Siluron.
You think you can handle keeping Valendir in check?
I can read auras, remember? If he gets up to no good, I'll be able to sense it. Right now, his aura is radiating pain and uncertainty. After almost losing Orbesh, I can see why. Losing family, even those you had a falling out with, can't be easy.
That is very true. All right, I'm excited to see what's in this vault sack. Wow, okay. Actually, quite a lot of gold. I very much like that. I feel like if you walk into a treasure vault like this and you see all this gold, and then they say, oh, well, there's like 200 pieces of gold or something. Yeah, I think you should actually get a little bit more. Ooh, and a recipe, and one that I don't know. Nice. And you already know that one, so someone else can have that. And a jewelry box, and another trunk. Very cool. Is this a big trunk, or is this just a sarcophagus? Yeah, it's a sarcophagus. Ooh, but what do we have here? Ugh, of course, you can't interact with it. That's too bad. It would be cool if you could interact with that. Particularly in the sense of interact with it so you could loot something from it. All right. Well, we figured out, finally, the mystery of Coralania Manor. Very cool. So the next place we have is the Shell-Tide Village, which, as we can see, is then just south of this area, which is where we're going to go next. Let's see. But I'm going to say that we're going to keep that next quest for next time. I realize we only did one quest today, but that took over an hour, surprisingly. There was quite a lot of chat in that one. Although, I don't know, I wouldn't say that there was more chatter in that one than the other one so far. But, listening to all the dialogue and such certainly takes a while, which that's fine. But I just wanted to stream for a little bit today and share the experience with all of you and the next side quest. And so when we return, then we'll continue with the technically the final side story, but there are 2 more side quests to complete here. So we will do that then probably in the coming days. Until then, thank you all again for joining me, and this is Arageld signing off. If you liked what you watched, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see each other at the next